So welcome to all of you on the grammar day, and today we are going to discuss the topic that is called the modal verbs. So any idea about the modal verbs? Have you heard this word before? कभी कहीं सुना है ये word? Modal verbs?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या होता है? अच्छा
Yes.
बताओ. Arun, be
Will,
honest.
would, shall, should, must.
हाँ, these are the examples. These are the examples of modal verbs. ठीक है? Will, shall, could, would, may, might, ought to, must. These are all the modal verbs. But why we need these modal verbs? Why we need these modal verbs?
Don't know, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start modal verbs. Okay, the verbs that generally used before, कहाँ पर सबसे पहले तो you should know कि where we have to use a modal verbs. Modal verbs we basically use before the main verbs. And why the modal verbs are used? Modal verbs are basically used to express the ability, permission, or necessity. Whenever we want to show any ability, whenever we want to show any permission or the necessity, then we have to use a modal verb, but with the main verb. But with the main verb. So modal verbs cannot come alone in the sentence. Modal verbs always comes with the main verb.
That means they express the idea, ma'am, no?
Express the ideas in the sense, express the ability, express the permission, express the necessity. When you want to show, जैसे for example, मैं drive कर सकती हूँ. So driving is my ability. मतलब मेरे अंदर I have that type of skill कि I can drive. So if I have to create this sentence, so what the sentence I have to create? I can drive. I can drive. So can is a modal verb, because if you put can, so it means it shows my ability. So what the modal verbs today we are going to discuss, all these modal verbs today we are going to discuss: can, could, may, might, will, shall, would, should, must, ought. Right? Okay, so what is the uses of modal verbs? Modal verbs, there are the so many uses of modal verbs. Manikandanji, can you read what are the uses? So sorry. Yes, yes, please. Ability.
Probability, possibility,
Hmm.
permission,
Hmm.
request,
Hmm.
talk about the future, offers, invitation, suggestions, obligations,
And imagine.
imagination.
So these are the basic purpose why we use these types of modal verbs. अब है, what is the story behind this? कि every modal verbs has a different purpose. Ability के लिए we have to use different modal verbs. Request के लिए we have to use different modal verbs. Imaginations के लिए we have to use different modal verbs. So first आता है if you want to ask the permission. अगर आपको permission लेनी है, if you ask the permission, so then you have to use three modal verbs: can, may, could. If you ask the permission, then you have to use three modal verbs: can, may, and could. अब question आता है कि where you have to put can, where you have to put may, and where you have to put could. क्योंकि तीनों ही modal verbs are used for asking the permission. Right? Clear?
Yes.
Can I use your pen? देखो. Can हम कहाँ यूज करते हैं? Where we have to use can. Can हम यूज करते हैं in a very informal situation. Informal मतलब होता है जब आप अपने छोटों से बात कर रहे हो. When you talk about your same age group, when you talk about your kids, when you talk about when you talk with your siblings, जहां पर कोई formality नहीं होती, when there is no formality, so then for asking the permission you have to use can. Okay, clear? अगर आपको सपोज करो कुछ फॉर्मेलिटी है, सपोज यू आर टॉकिंग विद योर कलीग, तो कलीग के साथ थोड़ा सा तो एक फॉर्मेलिटी रहेगा ही ना. सो देन यू कैन यूज मे. बिल्कुल फॉर्मेलिटी नहीं है तो यू हैव टू यूज कैन. इफ देयर इज लिटिल फॉर्मेलिटी देन यू हैव टू यूज मे. एंड इफ very formal situation, suppose you are asking with your boss, so then you have to use could. Clear this concept? Suppose इंद्रानी, make this sentence. आप अपने बच्चे से बात कर रहे हो कि क्या मुझे बुक दोगे, तो कैसे बोलोगे? क्या मैं तुम्हारा पेन यूज कर सकती हूँ?
Can you use your pen?
Can I use your pen? Siddharth, if you talking about from your with your colleague,
Right.
ठीक है, क्या मैं आपकी चेयर यूज कर सकता हूँ?
May I use your chair?
May I use your chair? Arun, if you're talking about your boss, क्या मैं आपका फोन यूज कर सकता हूँ?
Could I use your
Phone.
phone?
Could I use your phone? Could I use your phone? Clear this concept? Clear? Can,
Yes.
could, and may. Again, I'm repeating. No formality, then
Can.
can. थोड़ा सा formal,
May.
May.
may, and most formal,
Could.
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 ठीक है, clear. Now, second modal verbs is used for giving permissions. Giving permissions. अभी हमने करा था asking permission. अब हम कर रहे हैं give permission के लिए. Give permission के लिए you can use either can or may. Yes, you can use my pen. Yes, you may use my pen. Again, can आप बोलेंगे बिल्कुल इनफॉर्मल सिचुएशन में, may आप बोलेंगे फॉर्मल सिचुएशन. Right? Sorry, you can't. So in this way, you can use. Okay? Suppose, Nikhil, you are asking with Manikandanji and she is more experienced than you. So you just ask any question from him. Any permission.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ruby. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm fine. I was in the KK Mandal sir's class session.
Yes. I got to know from Indrani. So now your part is done from there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we have just started modal verbs, Ruby.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Nikhil, if you ask from Manikandan ji कि क्या आपने ग्रामर के नोट्स कंप्लीट कर लिए हैं? नहीं, सॉरी. क्या आप अपने ग्रामर के नोट्स मुझे दे सकते हैं?
दे सकते हैं.
अच्छा, निखिल तुम्हारा टाइट है हिंदी में हाथ, है ना? So I'm not
Yes.
asking. Okay, can anyone?
Could I use your grammar notebook?
But why could? He is your
No,
peer,
ma'am.
na? He is your colleague, na?
Only, but he is a very elder person and
No, we can't say elder. Basically, this depends on your position, authority. It depends on your authority. Now, currently, he is your colleague. So, what the modal verbs you have to use?
may.
May I
May.
get your
May.
notes from
Yes.
may or
May I use your notes? May I use your notes?
May.
ठीक है, यहाँ
Ma'am,
पर
but ma'am, in
Can also
India
be used,
we
ma'am.
respect to the elder persons.
अरे भाई एल्डर पर्सन ऐसा नहीं होता ना निखिल. यहाँ पर डिपेंड करता है अथॉरिटी के ऊपर.
Okay.
निखिल, डिपेंड्स.
Yes.
दीज मॉडल वर्ब्स डिपेंड्स ऑन द अथॉरिटी. अगर मणिकंदन जी आपके बॉस होते सो देन यू कैन से कुड. बट
Okay.
नाउ करेंटली ही इज योर कलीग, ही इज योर पीयर ग्रुप, सो देन यू हैव टू यूज मे. राइट?
Okay.
अरुण, you are saying something?
We can use can also with my colleagues.
अरुण, वो
Can
अगर
I borrow your notes?
Arun, it again depends on the relation with your colleague. देखो, हर एक टाइप के कलीग्स होते हैं. एक होता है जिनके साथ बहुत ही ज्यादा भाईचारा टाइप होता है, सो देन यू कैन यूज कैन. लेकिन एक होता है जिनके साथ यू हैव टू बी मोर फॉर्मल, सो देन यू कैन यूज मे. ओके, इट डिपेंड्स कि किस सिचुएशन में आप बात कर रहे हो. देयर इज नो हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल, बट हाँ, जो मोटा मोटा वो रूल है, फॉर्मल, लेस फॉर्मल एंड मोर फॉर्मल, उस सिचुएशन में यू हैव टू यूज. क्लियर? परमिशन के लिए, ओके, परमिशन के लिए कैन, मे, कुड. कैन आई गो आउटसाइड? मे आई गो आउटसाइड? कुड आई गो आउटसाइड? आस्क टू मम्मा. अगर आप अपनी मम्मा से पूछते हैं, कैन आई गो आउटसाइड इज राइट, मे आई गो आउटसाइड इज राइट, कुड आई गो आउटसाइड इज राइट.
can I go outside is right.
But in
May I go outside?
but we can use
May I go?
in all the ways. We can use in all the ways. क्योंकि बच्चा अगर अपने पेरेंट्स से पूछ रहा है तो एक थोड़ी सी एक फॉर्मेलिटी आएगी, ठीक है, बिकॉज बच्चा छोटा है, पेरेंट्स जो हैं वो बड़े हैं। सो बच्चा अगर बच्चे और पेरेंट्स का रिलेशनशिप बहुत ही फ्रेंडली है, सो ही और शी कैन आस्क कैन आई गो आउटसाइड, दिस इज ऑल्सो ओके, मे आई गो आउटसाइड, दिस इज ऑल्सो ओके, कुड आई गो आउटसाइड, दिस इज ऑल्सो ओके। अगेन इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिलेशनशिप, बट आंसर किस में आएगा? आंसर आएगा यू, सपोज करो मम्मा इज सेइंग नो, आप बाहर नहीं जा सकते, सो यू कैन नॉट गो, और यू कैन से यू मे नॉट गो, you don't say you couldn't go. Couldn't go is wrong.
You can't go.
You can go or you cannot go, you may not go or you may go. May go अगर आप बोलोगे तो आप थोड़ा सा you are putting more emphasis. Can is a very formal, sorry, informal way. But you can't say you cannot, you couldn't go outside. Okay? Permission के लिए can and may. नेक्स्ट आता है हमारा एबिलिटी। एबिलिटी मीन्स आपका जनरल स्किल क्या है, आपकी योग्यता क्या है, एबिलिटी। एबिलिटी के लिए यू हैव टू यूज कैन और कुड। कैन आप यूज करेंगे, कैन यू हैव टू यूज इन प्रेजेंट एंड फ्यूचर, एंड कुड यू हैव टू यूज इन पास्ट फॉर शोइंग द एबिलिटी। I can speak 2 languages. This is my ability. मैं 2 languages बोल सकती हूँ. This is my ability. This is my skill. And we are talking about the present. So I can speak 2 languages. Okay? Ruby, मैं अच्छा खाना बना सकती हूँ.
बना सकती हूँ. I can make good food.
I can make delicious food. I can make delicious.
Yes, ma'am.
I can make
Delicious.
delicious food. इंद्रानी, मैं अच्छा डांस कर सकती हूँ.
I can do the better dance. I can do the
good dance. I can do the good dance. So this is your ability. This is your ability. So if you want to show your ability, so you can use can. सिद्धार्थ अगर सेंटेंस होता, जब मैं छोटा था तब मैं बहुत तेज भाग सकता था. जब मैं छोटा था तब मैं बहुत तेज भाग सकता था. दिस वॉज योर एबिलिटी सिद्धार्थ. एबिलिटी क्या थी कि आप बहुत तेज भाग सकते थे. लेकिन जब मैं छोटा था, तो ये कौन सा टेंस हो गया? जब मैं छोटा था,
Past tense, ma'am.
पास्ट टेंस हो गया. तो इसका इंग्लिश कैसे बनाओगे?
Could.
हाँ.
When I was in when I was childhood.
When I was in childhood.
When I was in childhood.
हाँ.
I could run fast.
Yes, when I was in childhood, or you can say when I was young, I could run fast. I could run fast.
Yeah.
जब मैं छोटा था. I could speak fluent English when I was little. जब मैं छोटा था तो मैं अच्छी fluent English बोल सकता था. I could
Ma'am,
speak.
that ability is have still now. Then what we use can or could?
If Nikhil, the ability is in the present, so then you have to use can.
Okay.
But if the ability that was in your past, then you have to use could. Could.
Okay.
Nikhil, just make any single sentence with your current ability. Any single sentence with your current ability.
I can sing.
I can sing.
Very beautiful.
Sing well.
Beautiful.
Sing well. Okay. I don't know about this hidden talent. Okay. I can sing well. Very nice. Very nice. I can sing well. Very nice. Arun, any ability of your past?
I could
पास्ट में कोई एबिलिटी हो तो उसको इंग्लिश में फ्रेम करके बताओ कैसे बनाओगे?
I could speak very fast in my childhood.
I could
Speak very fast.
अच्छा, I could speak very fast when I was young or when I was little. Okay. Manikandan ji, any ability related to your past?
I could walk very Walk very speed when I was little.
Okay. I could speak, sorry, I could walk. I could
I could
walk very
walk
fast
very fast
when I
when I
was
was
young.
little young.
When I was young.
Young.
Okay. Indrani, can you make any single sentence of which shows your current ability?
I can do
Current
good.
ability.
I can do the good friendship.
I can do the good friendship. Okay. Padma, any
Yes, ma'am.
current ability?
I can speak English fluently.
I can speak English fluently. Okay. So current ability or the future ability, you have to use can. For the past, you have to use could. Next, negative ability. If there is a negative ability. Siddharth, what does it mean, negative ability?
Not.
Can't, won't, not know.
जो एबिलिटी में
Couldn't.
नेगेटिव है, जो नहीं है, जो नहीं
जो
कर
नहीं है,
सकते.
जो आप नहीं कर सकते, जो आप नहीं कर सकते. So that is a negative ability. So you मतलब lacking skill, lacking of that skill. Okay, मैं ड्राइव नहीं कर सकती. I cannot do drive. Okay, I cannot speak 2 languages. I cannot speak 2 languages. मैं 2 languages नहीं बोल सकती. Same, बस इसमें क्या आएगा, cannot और could not. Nothing change. Cannot और could not. Okay, मैं अच्छा खाना नहीं बना सकती.
I
I
cannot
prepare
cook delicious
Food
food.
में.
I cannot make good food. Yeah, I cannot make delicious food. This is not my skill. Okay. Now, next आता है आपका probability. Probability means possibility. मतलब probability. Padma, what does it mean, probability?
संभव है, पॉसिबिलिटी है, हो सकता
मतलब
है,
हो भी
कर
सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता.
नहीं भी हो सकता है.
चांसेस मतलब हमारे प्रोबेबिलिटी है. हमने पढ़ा था ना मैथ्स में, ये बचपन में एक चैप्टर पढ़ा था प्रोबेबिलिटी. मतलब 50-50 चांसेस हैं. हो भी सकता है ये काम और नहीं भी हो सकता.
नहीं भी हो सकता है.
प्रोबेबिलिटी. देखो, अगर प्रोबेबिलिटी हमारा प्रेजेंट या फ्यूचर है, if possibility is in present or future, so then we have to use may, might और could. अगर हमारी पॉसिबिलिटी जो है वो, या तो देखो पॉसिबिलिटी सिर्फ 2 ही उसमें होगी टेंस में, ईदर प्रेजेंट में और फ्यूचर में. अरुण, पॉसिबिलिटी पास्ट में क्यों नहीं है?
Because it is a probability going to happen in the future.
Yes, because past में तो whatever happened ना, that we know, that we already know, क्योंकि past में तो वो हो चुका है. So probability only happens in 2 tenses, either in present or in future. कि ये हो भी सकता है और नहीं भी हो सकता. So if the probability is there, so you have to use either may or might or could. अब again the question is coming, where you have to use may, where you have to use might, where you have to use could. देखो, अगर high possibility है, if the possibility is very high, so you have to use may. May. High possibility का क्या मतलब है? इंद्रानी, what does it mean, high possibility?
Means 80% chances.
Yes, 80 to 90% chances है कि वो हो सकता है. High possibility means 80 to 90% chances are high कि that thing will happen. So she may come by car, मतलब मेरे को 90% उम्मीद है कि वो कार से ही आएगी. तो she may come by car. Okay, अगर suppose करो the next sentence. They might be at home. They might be at home. अगर आप might use कर रहे हैं तो it means the possibility is low.
Less than 50%.
Yes, less than 50%. The possibility is low. We could be late. Low possibility. We could be late. हम लेट हो सकते हैं फ्यूचर में. She could be playing present. ठीक है. So बस इतना ध्यान रखो. High possibility and low possibility. They are the 2 types of possibilities. If the possibility is very high, so then you have to use may in present. And if the possibility is very low, so then you have to use might. Okay. And if the possibility is very low, but you're talking about the future, so then you can use could. or if you use might, that is also okay. So if you guys are getting confused between could, forget about could. Sirf only two things remain into your mind, may and might. May and might. May kahan use karonge? Where you have to use may?
High possibility.
High possibility. Where you have to use might?
Low possibility.
Low possibility. Okay,
Present.
now I'm asking one sentence. I'm asking one sentence from Ruby. Ruby,
Yes, ma'am.
suppose karo there is too much cloudy. Okay. और मैं
Yes, ma'am.
कहती हूँ आज बारिश हो सकती है, कैसे बनाओगे रूबी इसको? आज बारिश हो सकती है.
It may be raining.
It may
Be raining.
be raining. No. Okay, Siddhartha. Yes.
Today rain may occur. Today rain may occur.
Today rain may.
It may rain today.
It may rain
बारिश हो
today. It. जब if you are getting the confusion of these types of sentences, na start with it. It may rain today. It may rain.
Yes, yes.
It may rain today, right? Padma, agar suppose करो it is very sunny. It is very sunny today. It is very sunny today. और अगर मैं बोलती हूँ आज शायद बारिश हो सकती है.
It might rain today.
It might rain today because it's very sunny. So chances are very less. Chances are very less. So you can say it
The
might.
report is telling that cyclone may come to West Bengal.
Indrani, what you are saying?
Weather report is telling that cyclone may come to West Bengal.
Cyclone is nice. Cyclone may. Cyclone may.
Cyclone may
हाँ,
come
so it means. So what does it mean, Indrani? What does it mean?
Cyclone means weather is reporting that cyclone may come to.
So what does it mean? It means the probability of cyclone is
High possibility.
high possibility. And if it is written, the weather report saying the cyclone might come. So means the chances are very
Low
less.
possibility.
Low
Yes.
possibility. Clear?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
in present and future, how to in future may is used for high possibility. In present, how to express high possibility?
In future.
In future tense, future in future here written
In
future may is used
future you also use may. In future you also use may. In present you also use may.
for high possibility.
For high possibility.
Okay.
Okay. Simple.
Ma'am?
Don't get confused between all these three.
Ma'am, present और future में high possibility है
may. Low possibility में might. अगर impossibility है, so then you can use cannot or may not. You also can use. Again, it depends. It cannot be true. This cannot be true. Impossibility. यह हो ही नहीं सकता. What does it mean? Impossibility.
Negative in sense.
Negative in the sense. So then you can use cannot.
Excuse me, ma'am. We can use might not also, no? It might not happen.
It might not happen, Padma, that you can use in the probability. Probability may might not or may not you use. But when we talk about the impossibility, so then you can use cannot.
Cannot.
May and might you have to use in probability. Impossibility may just use cannot.
Yes,
ये हो ही नहीं सकता. बारिश तो आ ही नहीं सकती. ओके चलो अभी हमारे बहुत सारे. अच्छा नेक्स्ट आता है मस्ट एंड शुड. मस्ट एंड शुड. मस्ट एंड शुड. शी मस्ट बी एट होम. उसे घर पर होना चाहिए. शी मस्ट फास्टन योर सीट बेल्ट. शी शुड अराइव सून. ठीक है. मस्ट और
Also
शुड.
for probability, no one?
यस.
This is also for probability.
नो. हाँ प्रोबेबिलिटी. यस प्रोबेबिलिटी ही अभी हमारा चल रहा है. मस्ट और शुड. मस्ट और शुड. उसे घर पर होना चाहिए. प्रोबेबिलिटी है वो घर पे हो भी सकता है नहीं भी हो सकता है.
He must be there.
He must be there. ठीक है. अब क्वेश्चन आता है कि where you have to use must, where you have to use should, और इसके साथ एक और है ought to, OUGHT, ought to. सुना होगा अगर कभी ought to word.
But
ought to.
a little used.
हाँ, little used. Now I let you know. अभी ये मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ. अच्छा, but you just guys note down must, should and ought to. अभी ना in the next slide ना I have written with the very good sentences. Then you must be very much crystal clear कि what is where you have to use ought to, where you have to use must, where you have to use should. अभी stop this. Now concentrate on this. Request. अब आता है हमारा थर्ड, क्या आता है? रिक्वेस्ट. सबसे पहले हमने करा था आस्किंग परमिशन, सेकंड हमने करा था गिविंग परमिशन, थर्ड हमने करा था प्रोबेबिलिटी, एंड द फोर्थ वन इज रिक्वेस्ट. अब रिक्वेस्ट भी देयर आर द टू टाइप्स ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट. वन इज लेस पोलाइट एंड सेकंड इज पोलाइट. एक होता है पोलाइट रिक्वेस्ट और एक होता है थोड़ा सा लेस पोलाइट, जिसे हम रूड कह देते हैं. रूड. आस्किंग फॉर समथिंग, कैन, कुड, विल और वुड. ये आपको चारों यूज करने हैं. कैन, कुड, विल, वुड. जब आप कुछ रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, व्हेन यू रिक्वेस्ट समथिंग, तो यू हैव टू यूज कैन, कुड, विल, वुड. अब कहां पर कैन यूज होगा? वेयर यू हैव टू यूज कुड, वेयर यू हैव टू पुट विल एंड वुड. कुड यू डू दैट फॉर मी प्लीज? व्हेन यू आर आस्किंग, व्हेन यू आर रिक्वेस्ट समथिंग, but in a very polite manner. In a very polite manner. So then you have to use could. Could you open the window please? क्या आप please window open कर सकते हैं? You are requesting someone, but in a polite manner. So then you have to use could. Can you bring me a glass of water? Suppose करो आप अपने बच्चे से कह रहे हैं मेरे लिए पानी का ग्लास ला सकते हो, तो उसमें कोई politeness नहीं होती, बड़ा informal सा होता है. So then we have to use can. Can. Will you let me the fact? Will you tell me the fact? Non-polite. Then will. Would you please help me to reach this location? Polite. So अब ध्यान से सुनो. Whenever you are requesting someone, so you have to use two modal verbs. Can you name them? कौन से modal verbs हैं?
Would, could.
Would and could. Would and could.
Could.
And when you are requesting in a very less polite way, so then
Can and will.
can
Can
and
will.
can and
Can will.
can will. Okay.
Ma'am, is the could or would we use? The meaning is also
meaning,
same.
मतलब that you can interchange at the time of requesting, Nikhil. At the time of requesting, you can use either could or would. That is perfectly okay. If you are requesting in a polite way, so then you have to use either could or would. Both are okay. And if you are requesting in a non-polite way, so then you have to use can or will. Both are okay. Both are
Can,
okay. Can
can,
and will. Can and will.
okay.
Okay. Now, everyone, please be ready with your one sentence. Okay. Nikhil, can से एक sentence बनाओ. Just make sentence with can.
Can you marry me?
Can you marry me? ये नॉन पोलाइट में कौन बोलता है? कौन पूछता है लड़की से ना? हाँ, पूछते हैं ऐसे नॉन पोलाइट में, लड़की कभी ना जवाब दे. वो चलो, वो अगेन वो डिपेंड करता है कि क्या नाम है, वो रिलेशन कैसा है. ओके, इसको थोड़ा सा अगर फॉर्मल.
I will answer the yes, ma'am.
निखिल, आर यू मैरिड? आर यू मैरिड निखिल?
No.
अभी
No, no.
मैरिड नहीं हो ना, तभी तो. अभी शादी हो जाने तो फिर पूछूंगी मैं कितना पोलाइट. ओके, यस. Siddhartha, any sentence from your end from could?
Could you please bring for me a glass of water?
Could you please?
Bring for me a glass of water.
Okay, could you please bring me a glass of water? Okay, ये किससे बात कर रहे हो आप? किससे कह रहे हो ये चीज?
मैं कोई फैमिली मेंबर्स को।
फैमिली मेंबर से कह रहे हो, ठीक है, ग्रेट। मणिकंदन जी, कैन यू मेक एनी सिंगल सेंटेंस फ्रॉम विल?
Will you give me the book?
Will you give me the book? Will you give me the book? Okay. Padma, any single sentence from would?
Would you please turn on the fan for me?
Yes.
Polite.
Would you please turn on the fan for me? Right? So again, if Padma, you are speaking to your kids also. So nowadays, kids also needs politeness. Okay, the days have gone where once we say, "Yeah, please पंखा चला दे," नहीं सुनते हैं आजकल बच्चे. So we also same way. So only the thing you have to.
With my
Yes, Padma.
students, ma'am. I speak politely with my students also.
Yes, definitely. So whenever you have to speak with your students, with
Yes.
your boss, right, with
Yes.
your HOD, so then you have to use either could or would.
Would.
Polite way में. And when you are talking about your friends, ठीक है, अपने siblings से, so then you can use can and will. Clear? Talk about the future. अगर हम future की बात करते हैं तो will and shall you have to use, as we already discussed this will and shall in our future tense. Future tense. कल बारिश होगी, क्या बनाओगे इसका सेंटेंस?
It will rain tomorrow.
हाँ, it will rain tomorrow. कल बारिश होगी, फ्यूचर. ठीक है अरुण, कल मैं मूवी देखने जाऊंगा.
I'll go to. I will go for the movie tomorrow.
Yes, I will go for the movie tomorrow. I will go for the movie tomorrow. रूबी, कल हम पार्टी में जाएंगे.
We shall for party tomorrow.
Okay, we shall go to the party tomorrow. Okay, simple. Future is very simple. So we are not taking much time on that. Offers. When you are talking about the offers, so then you have to use shall and can. Can I help you? क्या मैं आपकी मदद कर सकता हूँ? Shall I help you? Shall I hold the gate? ठीक है, जब आप ऑफर कर रहे हो, ऑफर मतलब यू आर गेटिंग द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस ऑफर. ठीक है, कैन आई डू फॉर डेट, क्या मैं आपके लिए काम कर सकता हूं. सो शेल एंड कैन यू हैव टू यूज ऑफर्स के लिए. इंद्रानी, क्या मैं आपके लिए ग्लास पानी ला सकती हूँ?
Shall I bring a glass of water?
Yes, shall I bring a glass of water for you? Or you can also say, can I bring a glass of water for you? But again, थोड़ा सा different. But again, there is a little difference between can and shall. Can again is a very informal way, and shall is a formal way.
It is always depending on the relation.
Yes, it always depends on the situation. To whom you are talking, to whom you are talking. ऐसा नहीं है, this is not hard and fast rule कि अगर मैंने बोल दिया नहीं आपको can ही use करना है. No, you just know कि offers, whenever we are talking about the offers, so either you can use shall or can, but again it depends on the situation to whom you are talking. You can replace.
If I am talking with my daughter, can you edit my music? If I talking to someone else, could you edit my music?
Yes, that you can. That you can use. Again, Indrani, depends. If you are formal with your daughter, relationship is formal, so then you have to use could. But if is a friendly nature between you and your daughter,
That's very formal, ma'am.
so then you can use in this way. Invitation. If you want to use invitation के लिए you have to use would. आप जब किसी को invite करते हैं, would you like to have a cup of tea? क्या आप एक चाय का कप लेना पसंद करेंगे? Would you like to have a cup of tea? Invite. अब don't say could you like to have a cup of tea. Sometimes we speak in this way, but it doesn't sounds good. So you have to say would you. Would you like to have a cup of tea? Would you like to dance with me? Would you like to dance with me? Don't say could you like to dance with me. And Nikhil, can you like to dance with me? तो बिल्कुल नहीं बोलना. ठीक है. So whenever you are talking about the invitation, जब आप उसको invite कर रहे हैं कि आप ये काम करेंगे, So then you have to say would. Would you like to come along? What would you like to have, man? आप क्या लेना पसंद करेंगे? आप कॉफी लेना पसंद करेंगे, आप चाय लेना पसंद करेंगे? मणिकंदन जी क्या बनाओगे इसकी इंग्लिश?
Would you like to coffee or tea?
Would you like to have a cup of coffee or tea?
Would you like to have? Yes,
हाँ,
ma'am. Have.
would you like? ठीक है, ये फ्रेज है, ये पूरा आपको याद ही करना पड़ेगा. Would you like to have? Okay, suggestions and obligations. Suggestions. अच्छा, अब आ गया देखो. Should, ought to or must. When you are giving some suggestions, so then you have to use these three modal verbs: should, ought to, and must. You should learn English. You should tell the truth. You ought to tell the truth. You must tell the truth. समझ आया कुछ ये sentences पढ़ के? Any idea?
You should learn English. चाहिए. You should tell us. चाहिए.
All these sentences are correct. You should learn English. You should tell the truth. You ought to tell the truth. You must tell the truth. All the sentences are correct.
Ought to or must to are the obligations.
What does it mean, obligations?
You have to do. Definitely,
Yes.
you have 100%. You have to
Yes,
do this.
you have to do. And what is suggestion? It is in the form of advice. It is in the form of advice. अब देखो, अब मैंने ये 3 sentences लिखे हैं. एक बार पढ़ो इन sentences. Nikhil, read these sentences.
Ma'am,
You should-
obligations?
Obligations means मतलब आपको ये करना ही है. ठीक है? Nikhil, read these 3 sentences. इससे बहुत अच्छा picture clear होगा. Read this.
You should carry an umbrella. It may rain.
हाँ. Next.
The students ought to be punctual at school.
Next.
Moral duty. The students must bring ID proof in examination hall.
Now this is very important. देखो, whenever there is a person responsibility कि वो काम उसको करना चाहिए, whenever there is a person responsibility, so then you have to use should. Whenever there is a moral duty, you know what is moral duty? Moral duty हमने बचपन में भी पढ़ा है, moral values होनी चाहिए. ठीक है? So when there is a moral duty, जो हम बचपन से बच्चों को सिखाते हैं, झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए, बड़ों का आदर करना चाहिए. ठीक है? So these are all the moral duties.
Discipline is something.
Discipline in the form of. And whenever there is a necessity, so then you have to use must. Like for example, you should carry an umbrella, it may rain. आपको अम्ब्रेला कैरी करना. देखो, अगर हिंदी इसका ट्रांसलेशन करोगे ना तो सारे वाक्य के अंत में चाहिए ही आता है. बट इसका देखो इंपॉर्टेंस समझो. Whenever there is a person responsibility, like for example, you should carry an umbrella, it may rain. आपको अम्ब्रेला कैरी करना चाहिए, ये पर्सन की खुद की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. So then you have to say should. Moral duty क्या है? The students ought to be punctual at school. This is a moral duty of the students. ये नहीं कि 8 बजे का स्कूल है, कोई 9 बजे आ रहा है, कोई 10 बजे आ रहा है. No. Moral duty है. So you cannot say the student should be punctual. अगर आप लिखते हो ना the student should be punctual, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? What does it mean? What
No,
does
sometimes we say that, ma'am, the student have to be punctual.
have to be punctual? It's okay, but have to, it's not a modal verb. Indrani, if you have to use, my question is, if you write the student should be punctual, तो what does it mean? इसका मतलब हमने कह दिया है, उसके बाद बच्चे की जिम्मेदारी है, it's a student's responsibility whether he will be punctual or not. ठीक है? But ऐसे स्कूल नहीं चलते हैं. This is a moral duty कि every student ought to be punctual. So in that case, you have to say ought to be. थर्ड आता है आपका नेसेसिटी. मतलब ये जरूरी ही है. द स्टूडेंट्स मस्ट ब्रिंग आईडी प्रूफ इन द एग्जामिनेशन हॉल. अगर आप आईडी प्रूफ नहीं लेके आएंगे, सो यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू गिव द एग्जाम. सो दिस इज अ नेसेसिटी. अगर आप यहां लिख देंगे ना द स्टूडेंट्स शुड ब्रिंग का मतलब पता है क्या हो गया? व्हाट डज इट मीन? द स्टूडेंट शुड ब्रिंग
Without fail.
विदाउट
Fail.
No. If you are writing, the student should bring.
Compulsory. Bringing umbrella is compulsory.
No, no.
No,
it
someone's
is
responsibility is getting
responsibility.
responsibility. Person's
It's
responsibility
not
होगी.
That is a person responsibility. So if you see any admit card, if you see any examination admit card, it is always written the students must bring their admit card. It is never ever written the student should bring their admit card. Should bring का मतलब तो हो गया आप ला भी सकते हैं, आप नहीं भी ला सकते. ठीक है, it's your responsibility. लेकिन if it is must मतलब है कि if you will not carry that, you are not allowed. So it is a necessity है. ठीक है, there is a very minute difference, but you should understand this difference. Must कहाँ use करेंगे? Whenever there is a
Necessity.
necessity. Ought to, where you have to use
Moral duty.
moral duties. Should
And person's responsibility.
personal responsibility. Okay, okay. Now, I'm giving one situation and you just try to frame that sentence into English. तुम्हें पद्मा
Yes, ma'am.
तुम्हें कम खाना खाना चाहिए.
You should eat less food.
You should eat less food. क्योंकि ये पर्सन की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है,
Responsibility.
वो पर्सन टू पर्सन डिपेंड कर रहा है. ओके, अरुण तुम्हें
Yes.
ट्रैफिक रूल्स का ओबे करना चाहिए.
We should follow the traffic rules. We ought to follow the traffic
Yes,
rules.
we ought to follow the traffic rules. क्योंकि अगर आप ट्रैफिक रूल्स का फॉलो नहीं करेंगे, बाय चांस आपने if you jump the red light, so definitely you will harm yourself as well as the others. So it is our moral duty. It is our moral duty. Huh? Yes?
No, Ruby is talking to someone.
Acha. Okay, okay. Now this is clear? This is clear?
Yes.
Must. Siddharth, can you make any single sentence with must? अच्छा चलो ये आज
We
की
must follow. We must follow the traffic rules.
Okay, we must follow the traffic rules is also okay.
You
This is
must take
necessary.
train ticket before entering the train.
You must?
Take ticket before
Huh?
entering the train.
Yes, you must take
submit
the
your
ticket.
IT return on time.
Yes, Indrani?
You must submit your IT returns on time.
Yes, you must submit your IT returns on time. ठीक है, आज की सिचुएशन का अगर मैं लेके चलती हूँ कि आजकल के बच्चों के सोशल मीडिया पे ध्यान जरूर देना चाहिए. कैसे बनाओगे इसको इंग्लिश में?
Student.
We must focus on students to avoid social media.
We must keep an eye. We must
Yes.
keep an eye on social medias of our kids. क्योंकि ये अब आपकी नेसेसिटी है. ये आप ये नहीं कर सकते, इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते हो कि कर भी सकते हो नहीं भी कर सकते हो. सिंपल सा देखो फंडा है. If you are talking about the necessity, use must. If you are talking about the moral duty, use ought to. And if you are talking about only person to person, it varies, use should. ठीक है? Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, yeah, could and would. Could and would. I think, Nikhil, you asked this question, na? Could and would. So I have again made a separate slide. देखो, past tense. Can का past tense क्या होता है?
Good.
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 Will का past tense? Would.
Would.
ये तो इस situation में आप use कर सकते हो. अगर आपको can का past tense use करना है, जैसे मैं कर सकता था, so then you have to use could. And if I want to use the past tense of will, so then you have to use would. This is the first situation. The second situation is possible situations. In possible situations, you have to use could. Now we are talking about the difference between only would and could. Would and could. Possible situations हैं कि ये काम हो सकता है, so then you can use could. It could rain today. It could rain today is also okay. It may rain today is also okay. But here we are only talking about the difference between could and would. Okay. Imaginary situation. If you have to use the imaginary situation, what does it mean, Arun? Imaginary situation?
Ma'am.
Not real, ma'am.
Not real, not real. We are just
Not real.
imagining. तो आपको क्या यूज करना है? Would. आप you cannot use could at that time. Suppose if I had $1 million, I would buy a beach. तो this is my imaginary situation. ठीक है ना? तो मेरे पास $1 million आएंगे ना, मैं कभी बीच खरीदूंगी. तो ये मेरी imaginary situation. So in that case, I cannot make if I had $1 million, I could buy a beach. This is absolutely wrong. What you have to do? I would buy a beach. Okay, Manikandan ji. Okay, just make any single sentence of imaginary situation. Everyone, please be ready with your one sentence. Imaginary situation. Just try.
And
कोई भी imaginary situation जो possible ही नहीं होती है, hypothetical situations जिसे हम कहते हैं.
if I am the boss in my company, I would
I would
I would be the best boss in my company.
I'm not getting your voice. I
would be a good person in my company.
but that is not an imaginary situation, no? This is not an
Okay.
imaginary situation.
Okay,
You
if I-
one day you can be a boss.
Say imaginary situation. If I had
imaginary, हाँ. If you would be a boss, तो क्या होगा? अगर suppose करो आप boss बन जाते हैं, तो good person, this is not imaginary situation. अभी आप नहीं है. You are not a good person right now.
okay, I would be a
If I had become the Prime Minister of India, I will remove poverty.
I will
remove.
I would.
I would remove poverty.
I would remove poverty. I
Ah,
would.
if
But Padma, do you think so? It's an imaginary situation. If the Prime Minister is very hardworking and non-corrupted person, so maybe definitely he can do this. Imaginary. Imaginary matlab that is beyond your limits. ये तो आप कर सकते हैं ना?
if I were a bird, I would fly high.
Yes. If I were a bird, I would fly high. I would fly high. Very nice, Nikhil. Next, any more sentences?
If I could speak good English, I would be a better position in my office.
But Arun, this is not an imaginary situation,
Imaginary.
na?
Yes.
Imaginary situation. Imagine karo. If I had something kuch bhi. Imaginary situations. So then you can use.
If I were a king, if I were
Huh?
a king, I would rule all over the world.
Yes, if I were a king, I would rule all over the world. Great.
If I
Okay.
had
Hmm.
yeah.
Ayla.
Yes, speak.
If I had a full power in my hand, I would stop the train.
I would stop the train. वो अच्छा तो वैसे अगर full power in the sense if you
power in my hand.
if you would be the
if-
railway minister, then you can take this.
If I were a station master, I would stop the train.
तो अगर स्टेशन मास्टर नहीं कर सकते क्या? मेरे ख्याल से कर सकते हैं. They have the power.
If I would station master,
If I would नहीं, if I were
If
the
I were,
station
if I were,
master,
yes.
I would
stop the train.
stop the train. Okay.
Station master cannot stop the train without reason.
But this is in imagination, na? Imagination.
If I get the lottery, I would purchase the land on Mangal Graha.
Yes, very nice. This is an pure imaginary situation. Very nice, very nice. This is imaginary situation. ये कहाँ स्टेशन मास्टर पे ही तुम लोग occupied हो? Think beyond that. Think beyond that. Very nice sentence, Indrani. Okay, now अब could और would का और ज्यादा polite देखो. Could and would एक हमने देखा previous slide में कहाँ पर था? Could and would. Possible situations and imaginary situations. Possible situations में you have to use could. Imaginary situations में you have to use could, would. Now, there are other ways, polite expressions. Polite expressions. When you want to give some suggestions, then you can use could. When you are giving some offer, so then you have to use would. When you are making request, so either you can use would or could. Would you open the door, please, is also okay. Could you open the door, please, is also okay. Ab we are talking about the permission. अगर हम permission लेते हैं, so like for example, could I borrow your laptop for few days? This is also okay. But again, if you want to use would when you are asking the permission, तो थोड़ा सा उसका written part little bit different. That is that would it be okay? ये आप cram करना पड़ेगा. Would it be okay, comma, if I borrowed your laptop for few days? Could I borrow your laptop for few days? This is the sentence which you are using for the permission by using could. But if the same sentence I have to use with the would, so then the structure is slightly different. The structure is that would it be okay? Would it be okay if I borrowed your laptop for few days?
Both are the permission, but the depending upon the relation.
both you can use Indrani, either could or would. But agar could use kar rahe ho, so you have to write in a simple way. But if you are using would, so then you have to use this phrase. Would it be okay?
Would it be okay?
Would it be okay? Okay. Any one sentence from your end, everyone? Could and would ka by the permission. Permission. Siddharth, any sentence by using could for the permission?
Could I use your washroom?
Could I use your washroom? Okay. Nikhil, now reframe this sentence by using would.
Would it be okay if I use if I use your washroom for sometimes?
If I use nowadays no one is using washroom. Restroom. We have to use restroom. Restroom. Okay. So would it be okay if I use your restroom?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I would like to your dinner party.
Again speak, Ruby.
I would like to your dinner party.
I would
join your dinner party.
नहीं आप ऑफर में पूछोगे ना, आप उनसे पूछ रहे हो. Would you like to join our dinner party? Would you like to join our dinner party? Would you like to join our dinner party?
Oh, it's offering situation.
Offering situation. Offering situation. और अगर permission में आपको use करना हो, if you ask about the permission, then?
Ma'am, in permission time, after use would, the past tense of the verb's past form is past form should use?
No. Okay.
In this sentence, would it be
could
okay?
I borrow? Could I borrow?
borrowed?
Would it be okay? Yes. In the would, you have to use the past form. In the yes. Very nice, Nikhil. Even I didn't realize. Could I borrow your laptop for a few days? And would it be okay if I borrowed your laptop for a few days? Done? Okay. Now, I have written some more important modal verbs also. Write down first, note down into your notebook. Should have, could have, would have, must have. कहीं ना कहीं जरूर सुने होंगे. Should have, could have, would have, must have.
Everyone is talking.
Everyone is talking nowadays. ठीक है. सबसे पहले तो इसका रूल लिखो. सबसे पहले फर्स्ट राइट डाउन द रूल. सब्जेक्ट
should
प्लस.
have, मैम
हाँ.
should have में रूल लिखना है. should have में
should have, could have, must have and कौन सा रह गया? would have. इसका रूल मैंने लिखा तो था. I forgot the rule. Okay, you just write down the subject plus would have, could have, should have, must have. जब भी कुछ भी आता है ये, इसके बाद आपको सब्जेक्ट के बाद ये सब मॉडल वर्ब्स लगाने हैं. Then you have to use V3 form. V3 form, past participle form.
मैम
मैम
हाँ जी रूबी बोलो.
वेरी
मैम
स्वीट.
should have subject plus V3.
I'm writing रूबी. Subject plus should
Modal
have.
verb.
मैं एक लिख रही हूँ. I'm writing one. ठीक है. आप सारा वो लिख लेना. Should have, suppose करो should have है plus V3.
Yes, ma'am.
means verb का third form, past participle. And then you have to use object. Right? So this is a structure. Should have, could have, must have and would have. अब आता है, देखो मैंने थोड़ा सा हिंदी में लिखा है इसके साथ. शुड हैव कहाँ यूज होता है? जब आपका आता है करना चाहिए था, होना चाहिए था. ठीक है. व्हेन यू आर सेइंग कि ये काम होना चाहिए था, ये काम होना चाहिए था, ये काम करना चाहिए था. तुम्हें मुझे कॉल करना चाहिए था, तुम्हें मुझे कॉल करना चाहिए था. सो आप बनाओगे यू शुड हैव कॉल्ड मी. अभी पहले ना मीनिंग डिफरेंस समझो. शुड हैव मतलब सिंपल व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि आपको ये काम करना चाहिए था, यू हैव टू डू दिस टास्क. वुड हैव मीन्स जब कर चुका होगा, वो काम हो चुका होगा पास्ट में. ऑल्दो वुड किसका शो करता है? इट इज अ फ्यूचर. बट वुड जो है हमारा किस में यूज होता है? व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द पास्ट. तो जब वो काम हो चुका होगा, सो देन वी हैव टू यूज वुड हैव. कुड हैव मीन्स आप कर सकते थे, मतलब वंस यू आर फीलिंग द रिग्रेट, इफ यू आर गेटिंग द फीलिंग ऑफ रिग्रेटिंग, गिल्ट, कि आप वो काम कर सकते थे बट आपने वो काम नहीं करा, सो देन यू हैव टू यूज कुड हैव. Feeling of regret, so then you have to use could have. Must have means जरूर, when there is a necessity, जब आपने ये जरूर वर्ड लगा दिया, जरूर किया होगा, so then you have to use must. ठीक है. सपोज अरुण
would have meaning what?
वुड हैव का मतलब हो गया निखिल, जैसे वो कर चुका होगा, मतलब वो काम हो चुका होगा. जैसे हम कभी कभार बोल देते हैं ना कि ट्रेन तो निकल चुकी होगी, तो आप कैसे बनाओगे? द ट्रेन वुड हैव लेफ्ट.
Just left.
हाँ, द ट्रेन वुड हैव लेफ्ट. वुड हैव, अगर आपको सपोज करो वुड हैव यूज करना है, तो देन यू हैव से द ट्रेन वुड हैव लेफ्ट.
Okay.
अगर सपोज करो आपको सेंटेंस है, अरुण एक सेंटेंस मैं आपको दे रही हूं, आपको इंग्लिश सीख लेनी चाहिए थी.
I could have learned English.
आपको इंग्लिश सीख लेनी चाहिए थी.
You should have
I
learned
could
English.
have learned English.
You should have learned English. You should have learned English. मतलब आपके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी थी. Once you have that opportunity, तो आपको वो काम कर लेना चाहिए. So then in that case you have to use should have.
Actually, we are thinking that English सीख लेना चाहिए, that is regret. So that's
अच्छा
why.
अच्छा, so that's why you have saying. Okay, नहीं इसमें होता है कर सकते थे, जैसे सपोज करो कि your friend is not well, your friend was not well, ठीक है, और वो मतलब by chance he didn't get the medical treatment और he got died. तो जब आपको फोन आए तो आप कह सकते थे कि मुझे फोन कर लेना चाहिए था, तुम मेरे को फोन कर सकते थे, तुम मेरे को फोन कर सकते थे, तुमने मुझे क्यों नहीं किया? तो देन यू कैन से यू कुड हैव कॉल्ड मी, यू कुड हैव कॉल्ड।
Right.
ठीक है, अब देखो कुछ सेंटेंसेस अगर मैंने लिखे हैं, चलो कुछ सेंटेंसेस हैं, ठीक है, हिंदी में है लेकिन बट यू हैव टू ट्रांसलेट। आई एम गिविंग यू 20 सेकेंड्स टाइम, एक बार बना के देखो, ठीक है, जस्ट ट्राई मणिकंदन जी, आई रिक्वेस्ट प्लीज ट्राई, डोंट
I
रीड।
don't. No, I don't know Hindi.
अच्छा, you don't know, okay, but just please remain in the session. Same,
Okay.
Nikhil, just try everyone. Indrani, you know?
I know, but
अच्छा,
better than
हाँ,
Hindi.
if any word is getting confused, so please let me know.
से बताना चाहिए था।
तुम्हें उससे बताना चाहिए था, तुम्हें उसे बताना चाहिए था। Sometimes we speak in this way, तुम्हें उसे बताना चाहिए था। Next है, हमें आप नहीं
बनानी चाहिए
अच्छा
थी।
नहीं, सॉरी, हमें ऐप मेरे को खुद ही नहीं समझ आया मैंने क्या लिख दिया। हमें ऐप नहीं बनानी चाहिए थी, हमें ऐप सॉफ्टवेयर ऐप नहीं बनानी चाहिए थी। नेक्स्ट, तुम गेम जीत सकते थे, तुम गेम जीत सकते थे। नेक्स्ट, वो तुम्हारे खिलाफ कंप्लेंट कर सकती थी। निखिल नहीं समझ आ रहा बिल्कुल?
No, ma'am.
Acha, what Manikandan ji and Nikhil, what you have to do, you just make any one sentence of should have, could have, would have, and must have. Don't waste time. You just make your sentences. Whatever you learned. Next, बस अब तक निकल चुकी होगी, बस अब तक निकल चुकी होगी। Next, आपने ये सॉन्ग जरूर सुना होगा, आपने ये सॉन्ग जरूर सुना होगा।
Ma'am, I didn't clearly understand the meaning of would have and should have. If any situations is what is a could have has a feeling of regret and
Could have is
must
a feeling
have.
of regret. Must have is a feeling of necessity. Should have
Okay.
is a general कि आपको you have to do that work. You have to do that work. This is your own responsibility. So then you have to use should have. And would have means that you are talking about the past.
Okay.
Okay. Next, let's start. Let's start with Arun. तुम्हें उसे बताना चाहिए था.
You could have tell him.
You,
Could have tell him.
Arun, what is the rule?
Regret.
अच्छा चलो, अगर मैं इसको रिग्रेट की फॉर्म में भी लेती हूँ, स्टिल द सेंटेंस इज नॉट करेक्ट।
You should have told him.
Yes, you should have told, V3 form. You should have or you could have
Told him.
told him. You could have or you
Yes.
should have told him. अगर देखो रिग्रेट होता है, if you are seeking कि that there is a regret, so then you can use could have, and if you say, simply think कि there is no regression, it's a responsibility that you should, so then you can use
You should have told him.
പറയണമായിരുന്നു.
right?
അതാണ് മീനിങ്. നീ പറയണമായിരുന്നു, അങ്ങനെ പറയുന്നതാണ് could have.
Nikhil,
Should
you
have.
are talking with me?
Sorry, ma'am.
अच्छा
I translate just in Hindi to
अच्छा,
Malayalam.
ओके। इंद्रानी, हमें ऐप नहीं बनानी चाहिए थी।
I would not made this app.
I
Would not. I should not.
should not, आगे
Made.
why made, where is have?
I should not have. Yes. I should not, I should not
Not
have
have.
met this app.
I should not have made this app. Yes, I should not have made this app. Okay. Padma, तुम गेम जीत सकते थे.
You might have won the match. Might have win the match.
Okay, but Padma, but we are not talking about might. We are only talking about should have, could have, would have, and must have.
You would have win the match.
You,
Would have win the match.
why would have? Would have, so we are talking about the past, na?
You could have won the match.
Yes, you could have won the match. You could have won the match. Why? Because आपको अब regret हो रहा है. You did win this match. So that's why you are feeling a power of regretting. So that's why you could have. Okay. सिद्धार्थ, वो तुम्हारे खिलाफ कंप्लेंट कर सकती थी.
He should have complained against you.
Should have the
She should have complained against you. Okay. Anyone who has written apart from this?
He should have make a
Would
complaint
have.
against you.
She would have complained against you.
नहीं, would have तो आएगा ही नहीं.
Three, it is a past form.
कौन सा past form है ये?
वो तुम्हारे खिलाफ कंप्लेंट कर सकती थी.
अच्छा, थी से कर रहे हो. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Could have.
She would have.
Complaint against you.
She would have lodged. अच्छा, complaint करने के लिए don't say the word made. You have to use one appropriate word, lodge.
Lodge.
Yes.
O-D-G-E.
Lodge a complaint.
Lodge, yes.
She
Lodge.
could have lodged a complaint against you. She should have lodged a complaint against you, or she would have lodged a complaint against you. Okay. बस
LODG, ma'am.
हाँ, LODGE. बस अब तक निकल चुकी होगी.
Must have left.
बस
Bus would have
would have
Would
left.
have left.
बस
would have
would
left.
बस would have left. आपने ये सॉन्ग जरूर सुना होगा.
You must have sing the song.
No, you must have.
You must have sung.
Yes, you must have.
Sung.
सुना, गाया थोड़ी है.
Must have listened song.
Yes.
Listened the song.
You
Listen.
must have listened. You must have listened this song.
Have heard this song also, ma'am. Heard.
Heard is also okay, but sung is not okay. Sung is not okay.
Song.
Sung तो गाना होता है ना, यहाँ तो सुनना है.
Heard the song.
Heard the song. Now I'm giving one assignment with you. Okay. So you just do this assignment, and after that I will share the answer.